Lifetime Network's hit series Dance Moms saw Nia Su transform from a little girl into a confident young woman during the years she starred on the show. And after finally walking away from the series in 2017, Nia has only begun to find her true voice. Here's a look at this Dance Mom star's stunning transformation. Like many of the other stars on Dance Moms, Nia Su has a deep passion for dancing. And that's something that is embedded in her DNA because as soon as she could walk, she was already choreographing her moves. She told Naluda magazine, "I have been dancing as early as I can remember, so my earliest memories always involve dance. My parents took me to a preschool dance class at 2 because they knew I loved to dance." It was only a few years later that Nia found her way to the studio that would one day make her famous. She remembered, "I started as a recreation dance student at Abby Lee Miller's studio around 3 years old." Upon finding out that the only way to get a solo was to officially join the company, Nia decided to give it a shot. When Nia found out the Abby Lee Dance Company was holding an open audition for a reality show, she knew she had to try out. She explained to J14 magazine, "I forced my mom to take me. I asked my mom and dad about like 3 times before they actually let me go.
Maybe if I do well today, that dream might come true."
Nia and her mom Holly headed to the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania studio where the young dancer put her talent to the test. Despite her mom's skepticism, Nia recalled, "We did the interview and on the way back home, my mom was like, 'Nia, you're not going to get it. You were just too boring.' And I was like, 'Ugh, I know, Mom, but it was just worth a shot.' Obviously, Nia made the cut, and the rest is history." Although Nia clearly had what it took to hold her own on Dance Moms, some labeled her as the weak link in the group. But what they didn't know was that Nia was up against a real disadvantage because of her health.
"Nia really wants to dance and she really needs to go all out."
Nia told YSB Now, "The summer before the show came, I was diagnosed with a pain management disorder. I was in the hospital the whole summer, so I wasn't dancing. I couldn't walk. So while everyone was improving, getting better during that pivotal summer, I was in the hospital, not even able to walk." Fortunately, her condition improved significantly by the time the camera started rolling in 2011. While Nia was excited at the prospect of being a reality TV star, it should come as no surprise that some aspects of her fame have been a challenge. She revealed to Naluda magazine, "I have been on the show since I was 9 years old, and people have watched me grow up on television. The good and bad moments and memories are there for everyone to see."
Where's the rest of her costume?
Nia further explained that public encounters with Dance Moms fans can be a little intimidating for the star. She added, "It is a little weird that people know so much about me and I've never met them before." But while there may have been a few haters in the mix, there were also many loyal fans who have cheered Nia on over the years. While Nia has proven she can crush it on the dance floor, that's not the only talent she's got up her sleeve. And she's been putting in the work to cultivate her other artistic ambitions. She told Theater Mania in 2016, "Since last year, I really started getting into acting and singing because that's what I want to do as a career. I want to make sure that I'm a triple threat." That dedication is part of what helped Nia land her first role in the off-Broadway show, Trip of Love, that same year. Naturally, Nia was beyond thrilled to check this item off her bucket list. She said, "It's literally a dream come true. It's overwhelming at times because you're getting all these dances, but I love it."
I've always wanted and dreamed about this moment, being on a Broadway stage and performing.
Ultimately, Nia hopes to one day showcase her jaw-dropping talents on Broadway.
She's gonna be yelling at me the most.
In 2016, 5 years after the very first episode of Dance Moms premiered, Nia made the tough decision to leave the show for good. And though she could have held on to a few resentments, especially considering how she was treated at times, it appears Nia is focusing on the bright side.
You gave her an opportunity and took it away. She's the only girl on this team that you ever take something away from.
Nia revealed in an interview with Dance Spirit, "I've benefited so much from the show, and I learned a lot from my years training at the Abby Lee Dance Company. Not only did I gain a tremendous following thanks to that platform, but I also developed a strong work ethic."
We don't have any regrets.
Nia even went so far as to say that the challenges she experienced while on the show provided her with teachable moments. She said, "I learned the value of discipline, how to take constructive criticism, and to apply critiques and corrections in a swift and professional manner." Talk about a class act. Once Nia had put Dance Moms behind her, the pressure was on to name her next project. She explained to Access, "Everyone was telling me what I was gonna do next after Dance Moms. They were kind of doubting me. But Nia was already hard at work behind the scenes. And it was right about the time she dropped her single, Flexin', in 2018. This wasn't the first single she released, but it was different in that it was a not-so-subtle message to the haters. She said, "Basically, the song is about, you know what? Don't listen to them. I'm gonna do what I wanna do, and I'm gonna let my talent speak for itself."
Whenever the time is right, it's gonna come.
Nia also acknowledges how much she's accomplished since her time on the show and says that she's proud of everything she's done. You don't have to watch every single episode of Dance Moms to know that dance life sure isn't easy, especially when it comes to Abby Lee Miller's harsh tactics. But that didn't stop the dancers on the show from becoming lifelong friends, according to Nia. She told J14, "We all still have a really close relationship. And if anything, if we don't talk to each other for a while, it's just because we're busy. We're all so busy." But there are a few specific dancers that Nia keeps in close contact with. She said, "I talk to Kalani Hilliker almost every day. Same with Kendall Vertez and Chloe Lukasiak. I really stay in touch with them." As of 2017, she was also in touch with Maddie and Mackenzie Ziegler whenever their busy schedules would align, even if that happened to be on the red carpet.
Get you a friend that can hype you up, you know?
Yeah, get you a friend who can hype you up.
Nia was blessed with a standout year in 2018. In addition to dropping new music, she also made her soap opera debut in The Bold and the Beautiful.
So today I am on set of The Bold and the Beautiful.
Nia told Studio 10 in 2018, "Honestly, The Bold has been such an amazing experience already. Everyone has been so welcoming. Everyone is like a family there, and you can really feel that on set. The cast films 2 episodes a day, according to Nia, and because of that, they also have to memorize their dialogue extremely quickly, which takes a serious amount of skill." She said, "I am so in awe of just everyone there. They're just so good at what they do." Nia played Emma Barber on the show and was featured in a 2018-2019 storyline opposite fan favorite Xander.
We're happy to have you, Emma.
The pleasure is mine.
Nia's projects certainly aren't limited to theater, TV, and dance. And this talented young lady has also dabbled in modeling. In 2019, she joined Gabrielle Union's I'm Perfect campaign for New York & Company, which celebrated the multifaceted diversity of women. At the time, Nia wrote on Instagram, "Let's change the world by living our truth and celebrate each other's individuality." Union was especially selective in choosing faces for the campaign, reaching out to women who've used their platform to foster positive change. She explained to Essence, "What makes this collection particularly special is that I was able to have these strong, powerful women join me in this new campaign. It was fun to see how each woman interpreted the pieces and made them her own." Given that Nia's motto is, quote, "Star in your own life," you can see why Union tapped her for the collection. But it appears Nia has always been into fashion. She even designed her own line in 2017, Nia Sue by Popular Girl, and of course, it was cuter than cute. Just as 2018 and 19 were banner years for Nia, so too was early 2020. For starters, she took to social media to make a huge announcement in April 2020, writing, "I'm so excited to share Today I Dance, a picture book I have been working on for over 15 months. It is such a special project to me, so I hope you enjoy."
Guys, this is my first book.
Nia drew on personal experience to write the story, which centers around one of the most pivotal times in her life. She shared, "It's just about my first experience taking a dance class, and what it felt like to put on tap shoes, ballet shoes, and go to jazz and go to hip-hop for the first time."
I am taking out my braids.
A proponent for being yourself and totally rocking it, Nia was inspired to take out her braids on camera in April 2020, revealing her natural hair to her nearly 1.5 million subscribers. She explained on her YouTube channel, "I'm also going to be wearing my hair natural for a week, and I'm going to take you guys on my natural hair journey."
I mean, I probably could have cut it shorter, but I'm just scared. I don't want to cut my own hair.
In a follow-up video, Nia also discussed how being on Dance Moms had taken a huge toll on her locks, considering how she, and all the other girls, had to regularly style their hair into submission for competitions. After she left the show, Nia was free to do whatever she wanted with her hair and finally restore her tresses to their optimal health. Just a few months after showing off her gorgeous natural hair to the world, Nia celebrated a big-time milestone in her life. She officially became a high school graduate, celebrating with her fellow 2020 classmates and encouraging them to change the world for the better. She shared on Instagram, "I'm so excited for the next adventures life has in store for me. Moving on to the next chapter, I want to encourage our generation that we can be the change." Those good spirits followed closely on the heels of Nia sharing even more incredible news with her fans back in May of 2020, when she proclaimed on her YouTube channel,
"Your girl's going to UCLA. Yay!"
Perhaps the biggest reason that Nia selected the sunny Southern California school was that she fell in love with it after doing an event there with Michelle Obama, which had a lasting impact on her. While she was initially interested in a few other programs, UCLA ultimately won her over. While Nia is clearly living her best life and kicking butt and taking names, that doesn't mean she's turning a blind eye to the inequalities in the world. For one, in the wake of George Floyd's death, Nia called for racial justice. She's also been an advocate for Black empowerment in schools, sharing on Instagram, "Representation matters, and it is important to see teachers who look like you teaching in the classroom."
We need this to be a breakthrough for you. No regrets.
But Nia knows that representation extends to areas reaching beyond education. She added, "We also need more positive representation in schools, movies, shows, books, politics, etc. We need to see people who look like us and who are successful." She explained that positive images of Black people are beneficial for everyone and that more should be done to feature those stories in the world. And thanks to her many talents, it appears Nia is certainly doing her best to be a role model to all of us. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite reality stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.